Welcome to AH Tutorials, where we show you how to work on cars. And today we're going to be doing a side view mirror for a 98 to 02 Honda Accord. So let's get to it. For this we're going to be using some pretty common household tools. First we're going to be using a size 8mm socket and a slight extension on a ratchet. The extension is optional, but for me I like to use it. It makes things a little bit easier. Also, we're going to be using a Phillips screwdriver right here. And after that, we're going to be using a flathead screwdriver. Or in place of the flathead screwdriver, you could also use a clip remover. What we're going to have to do first is we're going to have to remove the panel right here, the side door panel, because underneath this door panel there's a plug, and it's right here on this side, underneath the side view mirror. We're also going to have to take off this plastic piece, and underneath this plastic piece are going to be the bolts and nuts for the side view mirror right here. So we're going to go ahead and just start with the door panel, and there's going to be a few screws. And the first screw we're going to encounter is the one in the door handle, and it's going to be right here. Now oftentimes there's going to be a cap right here covering up the screw, but they break usually, and so that's what happened to this car. This one broke, so we don't have it, but if you want to take it off, you're going to want to take it off from the right side, and you can just use your flathead screwdriver or a pick, and you can kind of just pry it out and it'll just clip out. But oftentimes they break, and so we don't have that. And we're just going to go ahead and take out the screw here with a Phillips screwdriver. And once you take that out, you can see that the door handle comes loose. You're just going to want to slide it out this way, and it's just going to come out. And the door handle is going to have a line right here, and you're going to want to disconnect this line by pushing on this clip right here. And then you're going to pull up on the line, and it's just going to disconnect it. And then there's going to be a plug right here, and the way this plug is going to come out is we're just going to push down on this tab, and we're going to pull that out. There's going to be another screw right here in the middle of the door panel, and we're going to go ahead and take this screw out with the Phillips screwdriver. Now after you take that screw out, there's going to be a clip right here in the corner, and we're just going to go ahead and use our flathead screwdriver to take this out. And you're just going to get underneath it and just pry it out slowly. Make sure you don't break it. These can be fragile at times, so that's how you want to do that, and that's how this clip's going to come out. After we take that clip out, we're going to be taking out this triangle piece, and these are where the bolts are, or the nuts, and we're going to take this off and reveal those nuts. And the way we're going to do that, again, just take your flathead screwdriver. We're going to get in between this crack right here, and we're just going to pry it out. And it's clipped in, so you can see right here where the tabs are. They go into the holes right here and here. And this is the plug I was talking about, how it runs down underneath the panel. And so that's why we have to take off the panel, and we can get to the plug, and we can unplug this and finally get to the mirror. So we're going to go ahead and unplug it first before we do the nuts right here and bolts. So how we're going to do that is we're going to come from the bottom underneath the panel, just using our hand, and we're just going to pull up on it. And you can see it's just going to clip out. Now from here you can access the plug by just reaching your hand from underneath, and you don't really have to take off the door panel all the way, but we're going to take it off all the way just so that we can show you for video purposes, and you can get a better idea of how this works. We're going to go ahead and peel back this plastic right here, And underneath here is the plug I was talking about earlier. And we're gonna go ahead and unplug this and go ahead and just push down on this tab where my thumb is, my left thumb. And while keeping it pushed down, pull out. That's how you take out the plug. And now we have to take out this clip right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just use a clip remover to make it easier on me. But if you want, you could also use your flathead screwdriver. You can see the way that this clip is designed. It has 2 tabs on each end. And I accidentally broke one of the tabs. You can see that's fine. If it breaks, it doesn't really matter. It serves no function to actually how your mirror works or how your car works at all. So if you break it, try not to. That's fine if you do. Now we can go ahead and start taking out the bolts and the nuts right here. We're gonna go ahead and take our size 8mm socket and just take these out. And you can see here how the bolts have a Phillips pattern in it. So you can also use a screwdriver if you don't have a size 8mm socket. But you are gonna need the size 8mm socket for the nut right here. Now once you pull this last bolt out, the mirror is going to come out. So you're going to want to make sure you hold it from one end as you take out the last bolt. You can see now the mirror is going to come apart. And right here, you're going to want to push in these tabs and make sure they feed through the hole. And you can see how that works. And the entire mirror is going to come out now. And you can go ahead and grab your replacement mirror, and we're going to go ahead and put that back on. Go ahead and feed the wire back through the hole and pull that through. And you're going to want to make sure this clips back in, and you line up the holes right here. And you're just going to want to go ahead and start threading the screws and bolts back on. Just going to finger tighten them. And now we can go ahead and use the size 8mm socket. Just go ahead and tighten these. And you don't have to tighten it too hard, just enough where you feel like it's tight enough. You don't need to do too much. Too much could be bad. You could break the bolts because they're small bolts, size 8mm, and so you could strip the threading or snap the bolt by chance, and so be careful of that. Now that you have that all done, you can go ahead and clip this back in, and you can put the plug back in as well. Right there. Go ahead and cover that up with the plastic piece. And whenever we put the door panel back in, you want to be mindful of the clips right here on the side. You can see there's clips all around, and sometimes when taking off the door panels they fall off because they just slide out. And if they ever do fall off, it's fine. You can just put it right back in and just go ahead and slide that in. You can see how that works. It's the same thing for the rest of the clips, and these clips go all the way around, and so you just want to be careful of that. And where they clip into is to these holes right here. And you can see that there's also holes all around the door panel as well. You ready? The next thing you want to be mindful about is the plug for the door handle. And so you want to make sure that goes through the hole where the door handle was sitting. And also you want to make sure this cable is going to be able to be seen, so you can put that back in for the door handle as well, right here. Now, whenever you put the door panel on, you want to put it on from the top first. And you can see how the weather strip right here on the top is going to have to hook on to the top of the door. You're going to see it like this. It's going to have to hook on. And you want to make sure that happens correctly. And also, you want to make sure that the lock goes into place as well right here. So you want to make sure that also connects as well. So keeping all that in mind, go ahead and put the door panel back on. Once you feel like everything is secure again, you can go ahead and clip the door panel back in just by softly using your palm and pushing on every end. And those clips should clip back in, the ones that I was talking about earlier. And finally, we can put this piece back on. And again, how I was saying earlier, there's going to be clips. And you're going to want to make sure they go into the holes. And that's just going to clip in right there. Now we can go ahead and put the door handle in. And go ahead and start with the plug. And the plug's just going to clip in. And then after that, we can go ahead and put in this line right here. And it's just going to slide in. And once you push that in, go ahead and swing this clip around and clip that in. And we can slide the door handle back in. You want to make sure that the holes line up so that we can put the screws back in as well. And then we're going to go ahead and just use our Phillips screwdriver and start putting the screws back in. Now again, after you put the screw in, you're going to want to cover it up with the cap if yours is not broken or if you still have yours there. So you want to make sure you do that. And now we can go ahead and put this screw in for the center of the door panel. And finally, we can put last piece, this clip right here. And that's just going to go ahead in the corner, just push that in, and that's going to be that. You just replace your side view mirror. Everything should look fine. Hopefully this guide was helpful for you. And you can check out our website, ahparts.com. The link will be in the description below. We sell all kinds of parts. That's our business. And this is how you change your side view mirror. Thanks for watching.